We're back now with some creative advice for bringing balance to your hectic home. Today we're focusing on the kitchen, specifically how to feng shui your fridge. That's right, expert Carole Hyder is here with some helpful suggestions. Hi, Carole.
Good morning.
I was talking to our executive producer and saying, is this a common thing? She said, oh, it's all over the internet. I mean, there's people talk about this. This is something people do. Why do we want to feng shui our fridge overall? I mean, shouldn't we feng shui our whole kitchen?
Yeah. Well, this is the interesting thing, the levels and the depth that you can take feng shui. You can do your whole house, you can do your community, you can also do a very small part of it, and it can be just as impactful as if you do your whole house. I think people think it's a big uproar and you have to paint and move things, and sometimes it's a very simple action that you take that makes a huge difference every day.
All right, well, you brought some tips. We're going to go through these tips on how to be an expert on feng shuiing your fridge. The first one is to keep the refrigerator clear of extraneous items on the front. A lot of people put stuff all over their fridge.
You know, and it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. I mean,
how come?
Well, they get cluttered. It's a clutter. I mean, there's a whole magnet industry that allows you to put stuff all over the front of your fridge and the sides, and it goes from top to bottom. It creates what we call noise. And you see, this goes back to the whole premise that the kitchen should be a place of health, where you cook your food and you don't want wild, crazy stuff going on while you're in there stirring the soup. And of course, culturally, we've opened up our kitchens more so than traditional Chinese would do.
We live in our kitchens
pretty much.
The family room is connected.
That's right. That's right. But sometimes, just even looking at the noise and the distractions and the clutter that happens on the front of the refrigerator, I usually say to people,
keep it clean.
Keep it clean. Take it all off for a few days. See how you feel about that.
All right. The second tip here is don't burden the refrigerator with unnecessary clutter on top. That's often a storage place.
Storage place. Yeah, it's open storage. And so here's the big kettle or the fondue pot or the some big broilers up there. That is not the place to put it. And again, it's a clutter thing. You know, just keep it clear. There's going to be our next tip when you can put something up.
All right. Avoid placing the refrigerator next to the stove. So even if that's your work triangle, you need to have a cupboard in between the two?
Even 6-inch cupboard in between the two breaks that. One is a water element. The refrigerator is considered a water element, and the stove is considered a fire element, and that creates sparks. It can be argumentation in the family. It also can be a heart issue in terms of health. So you can't always just move one of those two very easily. So that's when a plant on top of the refrigerator can add another element that will soothe and control the situation.
All right, so that's a plus. That's when we can put something on it if we can't move our plumbing
right.
or the gas line for the stove.
Yes,
you put the plant on the fridge and that kind of zens it out.
It filters it.
It
yes.
filters.
My
term
zens
it out.
It's good too.
She said it filters it. Okay. The fourth tip is keep the inside of the refrigerator current. That's easier said than done.
That is. And that's a no-brainer. I mean, whether that's a feng shui thing or not. But you want that experience of going in and seeing things that are fresh, healthy, wholesome, that you would love to eat.
Sort of like getting rid of dead flowers.
Yes,
right?
it is.
You keep the
that's
fresh.
Right. Yeah.
The last one quickly, use a round rug. You mean in the kitchen?
Yes. Some people don't like rugs in the kitchen, but this is beyond the refrigerator. This is just a statement about harmony. Get a round rug in there, harmonize everything.
Harmonize, okay.
That's right.
Well, good to see you.
Thank you.
I got to go home and look at my fridge now. For more information on Carole or her upcoming feng shui classes, you can check out showcaseminnesota.com and click on the Tuesday link.